AI can already do your job and your marketing and probably make better pancakes than you, to be honest. So why would anyone hire you? Because they know you, they like you, they trust you, and in today's AI takeover, your brand is the only thing that's going to survive. So here's the problem. AI doesn't get tired. It doesn't take vacations, and it can crank out 100 blog posts before you even finish your coffee. If you're just posting top 5 tips with stock photos, you're toast. The robots can do that better and faster. Here's what they can't do. They can't be you. Your stories, your voice, your quirks, the way you laugh at your own jokes when no one else does. The easiest, fastest way to show people you is podcasting. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh sure, let me just start a podcast in my free time, right after I learn the banjo. Okay, hear me out. Podcasting is the single most time-efficient way to make mountains of content without losing your mind. You sit down once, you talk for 30 minutes to 60 minutes, you walk away with a full YouTube episode, put it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, 5 to 10 clips for Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, be honest, way more than that, and pull quotes for graphics, blog posts made from your transcript, and yes, even email marketing content, all from one conversation you have, or conversation you have with yourself. If you own a business and you're busy, which let's be real, you are, this is perfect for you. You don't have to constantly be creative on command. You just prep and you talk. Talk about your business, your customers, your ideas, and then AI does the boring part, chopping it up, writing captions, and even suggesting titles. Here's the real hack to podcasting though. Creating a podcast people actually want to listen to. That means a couple things. One, you don't have to talk about accounting if you have an accounting firm and you want to start a podcast. You can talk about the Dallas Cowboys if that's your real passion. You'll create a kinship with other people who have that exact same passion. You're able to niche down just based on the things you already care about. For me, it's Lego sets. My buddy Seth and I sat down, we built a Lego set for about 30 to 60 minutes. It is very difficult to talk and build a Lego set at the same time, like surprisingly difficult. But I knew that one, people watch people build Lego sets all the time. And two, if we're conveying good information while also distracting, like basically the Subway Surfers thing, right? You're gonna build brand with them because they're spending time with you. Podcasting is the easiest way to get people to spend time with you. If you have something interesting to say, you can do it in long form, and people are watching long form. People say TikTok made it to where everybody has a 15-second attention span. No, content just has to be good enough to get them to watch longer than 15 seconds. It got way more competitive. So you can start a podcast, but the subject matter and the entertainment value matters. If you're giving good information, like news is always a good thing because it's going to be relevant to the minute. Now you don't get the evergreen effect when it comes to news stuff. So it has to be very timely, it has to be very fast. Usually production quality suffers a little bit there. Doesn't have to, but it usually does. But the big idea is you need something that people want to tune into. 2, evergreen content, but it has to be interesting. And then 3, you can talk about your business, but if the whole thing is just an ad for your business, then your podcast will suffer. People can sense an ad from a mile away. So here's why podcasting matters. Soon people won't just Google things like they used to, and be frank, they don't do it now. They're gonna leave it to their AI assistant. Order coffee from my favorite roaster, or call my plumber. If you're not that favorite roaster or that plumber by name, or you're not put into their preferences, you don't even get considered. Your brand has to live in people's heads before they need you. Podcasting helps get you there, and it helps get you there faster. And yes, I know you're thinking, but isn't podcasting a lot of work? Only if you insist on doing everything yourself like it's 2012. Now you can record a conversation and let AI find the best clips, make your social captions, and even help with editing. It's like hiring a 24/7 marketing team for pennies without the awkward office birthday parties. So here's the play. 1, you pick a time. Once a month, once a week, multiple times a week if you really want to dominate. 2, you record a podcast episode. You just talk. 3, you hand that podcast completed over to AI. And 4, you post everywhere. That's it. And I know you're thinking, you glossed over a major part, which is how do I podcast? How do I make the thing before handing it over to AI? There are tools that machine learning, it's not really AI, but it's machine learning can help you when it comes to editing the podcast. If you're doing multicam, like right now, I have 3 cameras on me. I have my main camera, I have a side camera, and I have this really weird angle that I'm experimenting with. You may or may not see that, to be honest. But podcasting doesn't have to be that difficult. One, your phone is good. It's great, to be frank. The difficult part is your lighting. Make sure that your lighting is good. If your lighting is good, then your phone does a great job. You don't even need to have multiple cameras. To be really honest, you could use your phone as audio. Watch. So you want to turn your phone upside down. This is my phone audio, and this is my mic audio. Phone audio, mic audio. It's pretty great at reproducing the human voice because Apple's really nailed it when it comes to the iPhones. I don't know about Samsung devices, okay? I just know about iOS devices. This microphone is great, and you can hear that it can be tuned a little bit, and it would be pretty solid for a podcast. I've heard worse podcasts be put out from like a laptop, and I'm gonna be real honest, even if you have like a recent MacBook Air or MacBook Pro, the mic is great. So use the equipment you have. Most people like you and I who are really scrappy and trying to figure this out, we have more time than money, okay? That means we would rather spend the time to do something than spend the money. That's just what it is. There are people out here, hi, if you're watching this, who have more money than time. Their time is valuable enough to where spending that money below a certain threshold actually makes it better for their life going forward. So those people, if you're in West Texas, San Angelo specifically, we have a podcast studio that you can rent, just the studio itself. I'll help you set up your first time. Take a video so you know exactly how to do it in the future. But the podcast studio is set up. We got 3 mics. We have 3 cameras. We can set it up to auto switch from who's talking. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good when it comes to machine learning, video follows audio stuff. I'll help you tune it in the first time. You just remember what your settings are. And then when you're done, you have a 1080p podcast. If you want to upscale it to 4K, there's AI to upscale it to 4K. Now, this is if you're scrappy, and that's not expensive for how much equipment's involved and how much capability is involved with that little podcast studio. It's pretty impressive. If you're wanting somebody to fully take it over, I can do that. I have a package where you can podcast once a week. We put out 2 clips a day, and it just goes out like clockwork. You come in once a week, you record. You know, if you have a custom job, you want to quote maybe just once a month, twice a month, multiple times a week, we can talk about what that looks like. This isn't a pitch to get you to hire me. This is saying there are resources available. You are watching YouTube. You're telling me that you don't have the ability to search for how to start a podcast on here? Like, click the thing and you can search for it. I'm pretty sure I have stuff on this. And if I don't, now I'm going to have to record it because I mentioned it. If you are scrappy, you can start a podcast. If you're not scrappy and you have the funds, you can start a podcast by paying somebody to start it for you. If you are extra scrappy and you just don't have time or money, use your phone. Just use your phone. It's very easy to make a pretty good video just using the device in your pocket. And that's really crazy that decent content creation has been democratized that much. The big hack to podcasting and why I advocate for it so much is, 1, it's long form. You can do 30 to 60 minutes sitting down. To be frank, like if you're already sitting down, you might as well do 60 instead of 30. You're there, right? You're going to get twice as much potential content. Honestly, like when you first start, you're going to get warmed up about halfway through. So you should push it to 60. Long form content is how people feel like they have that parasocial relationship with you. That's why Joe Rogan has a cult following. Love him or hate him. He has a cult following because he's done so much content. People have listened to him. They feel like he's a friend. When you go see movies and you watch a 2-hour movie, 90-minute movie, if it's a decent movie, you spend time with those actors, with those characters. People spent time with Spider-Man, with Batman, with Superman. That's why they fall in love with those characters, is because they've spent time with them. Yes, they're lovable characters, but the more time you spend with somebody, the more you get to know them, right? But podcasting is that shortcut to spend a lot of time with you. And then on top of that, you make a bunch of clips from that, then you put those out. Okay, here's the reality. AI isn't coming for your job, it's coming for everyone's job. And the only way you stay in the game is by building a brand people know and ask for by name. Podcasting is your shortcut to making that happen. So you can keep saying, I'll start making more content when things slow down. If you're an adult with kids, you say that every weekend. It never slows down. Or you can actually start building a brand that survives the AI storm. It's up to you.